Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome again to another episode of Footprints, the show where we explore stories about, people, and these are people who leave marks around them, and also the footprints that were left on them. Today's guest isn't just another high school student, ladies and gentlemen. No, he is not. This guy, he doesn't just scroll through playlists. What he does is he's a junior with an old school soul, ladies and gentlemen, and a deep love of real old school hip hop. We're talking about Eric B. and Rakim. We're talking about Biggie Smalls. We're talking about Wu-Tang Clan. We're talking about Tupac and Public Enemy. Those are the architects of the old rhythm revolution of hip hop. And we're gonna dive right into these beats and bars and in the message and the music and in the golden era, and all that stuff's gonna be really kind of cool. And how this next generation is maybe carrying the torch forward. Ladies and gentlemen, I am joined today by Hunter Pacifico, a junior at BHS, that's Beverly High School, for those folks who don't know. Hunter, welcome to the show, my friend.
Thank you for having me on.
Oh, I'm happy that you came, because this is a subject near and dear to my heart that I really love. When we talk about old school hip hop, Hunter he said he in his bio, he has 5 favorite albums. And I'm like, wow, these albums are really good. Now, first of all, just so you know, Hunter's a junior in high school. So I'm thinking to myself, how did he know about all this old school hip hop music? Well, we're gonna get to that in a minute. But
you're in for a treat, Mr. Davis.
Oh, I love it. So his 5 favorite albums, ladies and gentlemen, and this is like, they're not ranked in any specific order. Paid in Full by Eric B. and Rakim. Oh my gosh, I love that one. Life After Death by Biggie Smalls, all right? Notorious B.I.G. Me Against the World, Tupac. Love that one. Enter the 36 Chambers by Wu-Tang Clan. And It Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back by Public Enemy. Ladies and gentlemen, can I tell you, these albums are ridiculously awesome, right?
Yeah.
And so we're gonna find out a little bit about Hunter and how he came to like this type of music. So Hunter, tell us a little story about yourself. Tell us something maybe about yourself, maybe that nobody knows. Besides that you love hip hop music, is there something else that you could tell us that maybe nobody knows?
Let me think here.
Could be anything.
Okay. So me and my friend Christian, me and him, we love to make beats.
Oh.
Like kind of old school, like West Coast hip hop beats.
I like it already.
So,
you guys have your own equipment?
we use our school computers.
Oh, you're kidding?
Oh yeah.
What type of software is on there?
He uses FL Studio.
Okay. All right, I like that.
Yeah.
And so you kind of originate your own little beats. You guys rap and rhyme over those beats?
He does. I've been trying, I've been,
Okay.
Yeah, but so what I like to do is, so sometimes artists like to sample like stuff. So I like to sample like my own types of beats, like from like old school rap songs and like old school like jazz or blues songs.
Of course, absolutely. And it's a lot of fun to really delve into the old school, because when you get there, you realize that music, that genre of music, really set the stage for what we're listening to today. Those guys don't understand that. These young bucks today don't understand that this old school stuff right here is where it's at. So. When did you first get into old school hip hop? When was the first time you really kind of got into it?
So I was a freshman in high school, and so let me start from the beginning. Before I was a freshman.
No doubt.
I kind of got into it because of my uncle, Uncle Jay. Shout out to him.
All right, what's up, Jay?
Yep,
Uncle Jay.
And my brother Nick.
Okay.
And so. My brother Nick, he really loves Tupac, Biggie. Who else? He likes Big Pun, and Busta Rhymes.
Okay. All right. So your brother is the one who really kind of set the footprints for you to really get into this old school music.
Yeah.
Right? Which is really kind of cool. And so what hooked you about that era of sound? What was the thing that really got you involved? Like you said, oh man, I really like that. Other than the new stuff.
It's more about the beats and the lyrics, you know. Sometimes the lyrics hit harder than others.
No question.
You know?
It was all a dream.
It was all a dream, baby.
It used to be Word Up Magazine.
Salt and Pepper and Heavy D up in the limousine.
Okay, see, he's got it. He knows. So now let's continue with that. I got a quick story to tell you. So I DJ, and I've been doing that for a number of years. And I used to go to New York City, and before Puff Daddy was P. Diddy, he actually interned at a record label called Uptown Records.
Yep.
And I used to go there to New York City and DJ these parties. And I met Biggie Smalls before he was Biggie Smalls. I met Mary J. Blige. I met Father MC. I met Heavy D and the Boys. I met A Tribe Called Quest, MC Search. These are all old school hip hop groups. And so before it was all a dream, I met these guys, and it was really kind of cool.
Speaking about A Tribe Called Quest, can you kick it?
Yes, I can.
Yes, you can.
So let's give you a little background on Biggie Smalls. He was born Christopher George Latour Wallace, May 21st, 1972, Brooklyn, New York, ladies and gentlemen. Grew up in Bedford-Stuy, in case you didn't know. And that was during the crack cocaine era. So, man, that was kind of tough, right? Because he raps a little bit about that while he was trying to, like, make a little money to feed his daughter, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then, so that was kind of like in the late 70s, early 80s. He began hustling and dealing drugs. He knew that. And that's what he had to do to survive, right? At a young age. And then he slowly started getting into rap, right?
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, his stage name is Biggie Smalls.
Yeah.
It comes from a character from a 1975 film, ladies and gentlemen, in case you didn't know, Let's Do It Again, which is one of my favorite movies. Bill Cosby's in that movie as well.
And you know,
and then he had some legal things he had to take care of, right?
Oh,
so
yeah.
He did that.
And you know what's kind of funny is his first song was actually on a soundtrack called Who's the Man?
Who's the Man?
Yep.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
I'm old, but I remember.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
And it had Father MC, CL Smooth. Yeah.
All those guys now.
House of Pain.
House of Pain. Oh my gosh! Now we're talking. We're talking old school. This guy really knows his stuff.
Oh yeah.
I'm happy to have Hunter on today. Now, debut album for Biggie Smalls was Ready to Die.
Oh yeah,
Ready to Die. It became a landmark. It was like an East Coast hip hop album thing, and it was like big, right?
Yeah, and so here's a fun fact you might not have knew about the album. So, he actually had a song with Method Man from Wu-Tang Clan.
Okay.
It's called The What. You guys should check it out.
The What?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's on my playlist right now. I'm going to have to get it.
Oh, yeah.
There's no question about it. Now, we know why he's so important and what makes him stand out. Biggie's storytelling and his flow was really good, right? Very charismatic type of guy. He brought a mix of sort of lyrical skill and larger-than-life storytelling and personality, right?
Oh, yeah.
He's often cited, ladies and gentlemen, amongst the greatest rappers of all time. I would concur with that and agree and say yes.
Oh, yeah.
There's no doubt about it. And also, he represented the East Coast. There was like a East Coast, West Coast thing we're going to talk about when we talk about Tupac.
Yeah. Biggie and Tupac.
But let me ask you this. Most people your age are bumping like Drake and Travis Scott. Let's be honest, right?
Oh, yeah, I know.
Why does Eric B. and Rakim or Public Enemy hit you differently?
You know,
It's lyrics.
I know, it's the lyrics, it's the flow, like Paid in Full, like Eric B. on the scratch and everything, Rakim and his bars, and Public Enemy, they brought the power to the Def Jam, record company, Def Jam.
So, you're right. I remember when I first heard Fight the Power.
Oh, 1989. 1989.
I'm like, this track hits hard.
You know, it's nice fact about that. So Fight the Power came out in 1989. That was their single for 1989. And then they released it on their 1990 album, Fear of a Black Planet.
Fear of a Black Planet, yeah.
Yep.
Of course. Yep. How cool is that?
Yep.
I mean, the track is ridiculous. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have never heard Fight the Power by Public Enemy, I suggest you put it on your playlist.
Oh, yeah.
It is one of the best songs you're ever going to hear.
The powers that be.
That's right. Now, if I look through your playlist right now, what would you have on there? What classic track that always gets you going or really gets the juices going and you replay over and over again? What classic track would you have?
Let me go to my playlist real quick, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, check that out. He's going to go to his playlist and check it out.
All
so
right.
what's a classic song that hits hard that's always on that playlist?
Ooh. Too many to count.
I know,
Too
right?
many.
All right.
But I'll go by artist.
Okay.
All right, so...
Give me one of your favorites.
All right, NWA, Straight Outta Compton.
Oh, boys. Now, ladies and gentlemen, can I tell you something about them? Those guys were cutting edge, and they really, really, really rocked the establishment, right?
Oh, yeah.
And that's what artists are supposed to do. They're supposed to shake it up, right, and make you think a little bit.
Yeah.
And their lyrics used to make you think. I mean, F the Police, that was one of the biggest ones.
The Police, Straight
right?
Outta Compton, yeah. And
I mean, come on. Those are
yeah.
classics, right?
Oh, yeah, Appetite for Destruction.
Appetite for Destruction,
Always into something.
Now, here's the thing. Most people, when they listen to this type of music, think, oh, these guys are thugs. These guys don't know what they're talking about. But they moved a generation. And think about this, ladies and gentlemen. Sitting next to me right now, Hunter is a junior at Beverly High School. And here's a guy who loves this type of music. And this is what I'm talking about when you influence and leave footprints, as they did.
Of course. I can check out more on my playlist if you'd like.
Well, absolutely. So as you're doing that, I'm going to ask you a question. Yeah. So do you remember the first hip-hop album, a song that made you stop and think, yo, this is more than just music?
Ooh. There's many, but I will try and pick one.
Okay.
Probably... Fear of a Black Planet by Public Enemy.
Okay.
911 is a joke.
911 is a joke. I like that song. Flavor Flav.
Yeah, there was actually a song, Fear of a Black Planet, on there. And then Fight the Power, obviously.
No question. Those are great, great, great songs.
And wait, let me check. There was another song.
So as he's checking that, ladies and gentlemen, I will tell you that Biggie and Tupac, they had this West Coast, East Coast thing going on, right?
Yeah.
Or East Coast, West Coast, however you want to say. So Biggie was on the East Coast, and Tupac was with Death Row Records. He was on the West Coast.
Yeah.
And they kind of went back and forth a little bit, right?
And fun little fact. So sometimes it would be like, you know, what West Coast versus West Coast, like, so about NWA. So it was Ice Cube, Dr. Dre,
Yeah.
Eazy-E, MC Ren, and DJ Yella.
Yes, sir.
And so Ice Cube left the group in 1989 because the contract was not so well. It was only $75,000 for his deal.
Right.
And
That's not cool.
And the manager, Jerry Heller of Ruthless Records, it was Jerry and Eazy-E. And they
were basically hoarding all the money.
Yep. And so he left and he started his own solo career. And then they dissed him on 100 Miles and Running.
Definitely.
And so
definitely.
He clapped back in 1991 on his Death Certificate album for 1991. No Vaseline, the greatest diss track.
I love it.
And then Dr. Dre left the group, and NWA was no more.
Yeah, that was it. Because you could tell the creative guys in the group, right? Those guys had the most juice, and they understood what it took to really put something together and move people as well as themselves. You know what I mean? So now, getting back to Biggie and Tupac just for a second. They both rapped about really like struggle and ambition and legacy. Now, which one do you connect with more and why?
That is a hard one.
It is, because I like them both. I will be honest.
Yeah.
I like them both. But if you had to just pick one, Hunter, who would it be?
I think Tupac, because Tupac, you know, hits hard about more of his struggles. Like Dear Mama.
Yeah, I love Dear Mama.
And what else? Me Against the World.
Me Against the World, yeah.
Yeah.
Keep Your Head Up.
Keep Your Head Up.
Love that one.
Yep, 1993.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So let's a couple key facts about Tupac Shakur, ladies and gentlemen. He was born, says Lassane Parish Crooks, on June 16th, 1971. And he was born in Harlem, New York City. And he was later renamed Tupac Shakur. Why? Because his mom was a member of the Black Panther Party, and she was very politically involved and all that stuff, right? He moved around a little bit and landed in Manhattan. They moved to Baltimore, San Francisco, Los Angeles to pursue his career, right?
Yep.
And his debut album, Tupacalypse Now, in 1991, made him a central figure in West Coast hip-hop for a long, long time, especially for his socially conscious lyrics. That's what we're talking about, socially conscious lyrics. Some guys hit like that. I can kind of sort of relate to Kendrick Lamar a little bit because he's got some of that going on. But these guys back in the day, they were the architects of that type of style of music, right?
Most definitely.
He sold over 75 million records worldwide. How about that? Nominated for multiple Grammys. And unfortunately, he lost his life back in 1996 in Las Vegas in a drive-by shooting. Kind of tough there. Now, speaking of politically correct music, Public Enemy really pushed that political message a lot, right, in their music. Do you think hip-hop today still carries that same type of power? What do you think?
In some cases, yes, you know, but not really as much, you know. Public Enemy really had like an influence on that, and so did NWA.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, both of those groups brought, you know, how do I say this? They brought, you know,
awareness and consciousness.
Yes,
right?
awareness
so
and consciousness.
Just waking you up, right?
Oh, yeah.
Making sure, shaking the cage a little bit. Hey, listen, this is us. This is how we're doing our thing. This is what we're going to say about it, and then that's that, right? So I can tell you that a lot of old school hip hop was about storytelling and truth telling. They're really telling the truth, right?
Yeah.
Now, do you think that's missing in today's music?
Yes, very much. Yes, very much.
And how do we get that back? What do you think we should do? Go back to the old school.
Go back to the old school days. I mean, some of them are still kicking, like LL Cool J, Ice Cube, all of them. Love LL Cool J.
And what do you think we can learn? What lessons can we learn today? Do you think that we can get from these guys back in the day? What can we learn from the old school hip hop heads, that culture?
We can learn that this is like what they were about. This is the message that they were trying to get through. You may not agree with some things that they say, but it can be the raw, unfiltered truth.
No question. The raw, unfiltered truth is where it's at, Hunter. We like that. Ladies and gentlemen, if you like our content, please subscribe to BevCam. And we're also on Spotify as well as Apple Podcasts. And we're everywhere, wherever you get your podcasts. All right? Let me ask you this question. I kind of like this one, and I was thinking about it a little bit. How do your friends react when you're playing something from 1988 or 1989 as opposed to 2025? You're bumping something. You're like, boom, boom. You're bumping a little Public Enemy. You're bumping maybe some Wu-Tang.
Yeah. Wu-Tang, yep, LL Cool J. Oh, yeah.
How do your friends react to that? They're like, what is this?
Yeah, some of them go like, what is this? I'm like, dude, this is like the best era of hip hop, 80s and 90s and early 2000s. Come on now.
Exactly.
And I got a friend, Christian. Me and him, we have such a deep passion for music that we, you know, we like make beats. We listen to like the old school music. He really likes Nas.
I love Nas too.
Yeah, I love Nas too.
Met Nas too when he was at a party. So a quick little quip here, little story. When I went to New York City, and I have pictures somewhere in my house. I wish I could dig them out. I have pictures with Pete Rock and CL Smooth.
Oh yeah,
and they actually signed their debut single. I Reminisce. They reminisce. Yep. They reminisce. I have pictures with a Tribe Called Quest and MC Search. And the party I went to, not many people know this, but David Faustino from Married with Children had a rap album out back then. And he had a party. And I went to the party, and all these artists were there.
Oh, yeah.
Like everybody like that was a rapper that was from New York City went to this party, and it was amazing to see it, right? So talk about culture and legacy and starting something and really kind of and being relevant even back then, you know. Now we're talking today's stuff. Now, let's talk a little bit about Eric B. and Rakim.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because you like those guys, right? So tell me, what's your favorite track from Eric B. and Rakim?
Ooh.
There's a lot of good ones. I can tell you that right now.
I have two.
Okay.
Paid in Full and I Ain't No Joke.
I Ain't No Joke. Okay, I like those. So what do you like specifically about those tracks in general?
I like the beat of I Ain't No Joke, the boom, 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 boom.
I like that one. I like Don't Sweat the Technique.
Oh, Don't Sweat the Technique.
That's one of my favorite tracks. I like that one for sure.
Yeah.
Right? So let's give you a little key facts, ladies and gentlemen, so you're up to snuff on this. This is some key facts about Eric B. and Rakim. Duo formed in Long Island, New York in 1986. DJ Eric B., Eric Barrier was his name. MC Rakim was William Michael Griffin Jr. Okay, Eric B. was born in Elmhurst, Queens, and Rakim was from Waternoch, Long Island. All right, their debut single, Eric B. is President, was followed by Mr. Melody, and the debut album, Paid in Full, in 1987. It's widely considered, ladies and gentlemen, a foundational album that really propelled hip-hop to where we are today. All right, now why they're important and what makes them stand out, here's the deal. Rakim's lyric, his style, really kind of changed the game. He was smooth. He was like, he had these internal rhymes, more intricate than like just simple flows. And they were dominated really at the time, right? And their production and the tight beats that you said were really good. All right, sampling and blending, the DJ skills. Right? Yeah. And one of the best things is, ladies and gentlemen, they originated from New York, which is, I think, where hip-hop really started, basically. Yeah. The first hip-hop song, a rap song I ever heard on the radio was Sugar Hill Gang, Rapper's Delight.
Rapper's Delight. It's 14 minutes. I've listened to the whole song.
Rapper's Delight. I said a hip-hop, hip-it to the hip-hop, don't stop. Right? That whole thing. Yep. So that really started a movement, a culture. And I was like, oh, I kind of like this. This is really different, right, than anything I've ever heard. I love that stuff. Anyway, let's talk a little bit about your personal connection, right, with all of this stuff. So has listening to these artists influenced how you see yourself or express yourself?
In some ways, yes.
Okay. In what way?
You probably know this one, NWA's Express Yourself.
Of course I do.
Express Yourself.
I love that song. That beep, I love it. Yeah, I'm not really good at that beatbopping stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But
no,
you know what?
Me either.
It's really, really cool.
Oh, yeah.
I love that stuff. Let's talk a little bit about another group that you like.
Wu-Tang
Clan, right?
Oh, yeah.
So what's interesting about them is they kind of came, now they're an American hip-hop collective formed in Staten Island, New York City in 1992, ladies and gentlemen, okay? And the original core members include RZA, Robert Diggs, Jizza, Old Dirty Bastard, Method Man, Raekwon, Ghostface Killer, Inspector Deck, U-God, and Master Killer. Now, the name emerged from martial arts films. So I used to love martial arts films when I was a kid. I used to see all these things on Saturday morning where they would talk about, I'm going to kill your dad. In that movie, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that. It was awesome. Yeah. And those are some of the things that I really remember as a kid. And so their music is like that. Like that's how they formed their group. They really fuse like gritty New York street narratives, which I really love, right? With kung fu style type movies, right? Yeah. And their influence is massive individually and collectively, ladies and gentlemen. They impacted rap culture with branding, merchandising, all that stuff. I saw, this is not even funny, like, well, ironic, I saw a grandmother. She had to probably be in her 60s. And I was at the mall, and she had a Wu-Tang T-shirt on.
Oh, really?
And it was awesome. I went up to her. I was like, you like Wu-Tang? She's like, yeah. I had to give her a high five.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, that's good.
Give her
She's
the
like,
W.
Oh, yeah, give her the W. She's like, oh, my grandson gave it to me. I was like, okay. I immediately thought of you.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, imagine that group, Wu-Tang, doing what they did, influencing a whole culture and doing their thing.
Yeah.
Now, if you ever made your own music, which you said you did, what kind of sound or message would you want to have?
Kind of like, maybe like, that's a hard question, really.
So, I mean, think about it. You want to become an artist maybe someday.
Oh,
maybe you
yes.
want to get
Oh,
involved,
yes.
right? So you're going to have your own style. So maybe you'll take a little bit of old school and mix it with the new school.
Yeah, that's
and you
what I
have your
really
own
wanna
little
do.
style, right?
Yeah, so before we go on to the next question, I want to tell you a little something about like my like Wu-Tang experience
let's
and
do it.
stuff. So I actually listened to Wu-Tang my sophomore year.
Mm-hmm.
And I listened to the first time everybody that recommended like old school hip hop to me, like my uncle, my brothers, they said, listen to Cream. So I
Yeah.
listened to Cream like, oh yeah. And then, and so, yeah,
So,
then I
yeah.
listened to like The Mystery of Chess Boxing.
Yes, indeed.
Protect Your Neck.
Oh, yeah, Protect Your Neck. Oh, my
all
gosh,
that.
those are classics.
And-
So, ladies and gentlemen, Cream, in case you don't know, stands for Cash Rules Everything Around Me.
Cream,
get the money.
Dollar bill,
y'all.
And I listened to like their solo albums too, like Old Dirty Bastard, Return to the 36 Chambers.
Oh, yes.
Ghostface Killer's first album,
Yeah.
Shaolin's Finest, Raekwon's first album.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
all right. So now, having said all that, now let's think about these for a second. Let's name the artists that you really fell in love with. So Biggie Smalls.
Biggie.
Right? We have Tupac Shakur, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Right? We did talk about NWA, but they're definitely in there. But we talked about Eric B. and Rakim.
Yep.
Right? And we talked about the Wu-Tang Clan, and we
Yeah.
talked about Public Enemy. So think about all these groups, these old school groups, right? Now, if you could just go to one of those concerts, one of those groups that I just mentioned, who would it be and why?
Ooh.
I'm gonna make you choose.
All right, man. Challenge accepted.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So who would it be?
Definitely Public Enemy.
Oh, Public Enemy. Okay. So why Public Enemy?
It'd be like a crazy concert, you know, Flava Flav with the clock on him
Sure.
doing his dances. Chuck D with the Mad Rhymer.
Oh, no doubt. Terminator X doing his
Terminator
thing,
X
right?
doing the
On
turntables with the Bob Squad.
Oh my gosh! Listen, I can tell you that would be some concert, man.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
listen to their music now, knowing that what they did in the studio and putting it out in the studio and then seeing it live.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, that'd give me goosebumps, man. I'll tell you right now,
Oh,
it'd be
yeah.
awesome, right? And I'll tell you one thing that I really like about our conversation. You appreciate what's come before what we hear now, and the beauty of that is all those artists we mentioned: Tupac, Biggie, Public Enemy, Eric B. and Rakim, Wu-Tang Clan. Those guys all laid the foundation for what we're hearing today. And a
course.
lot of these young artists don't appreciate that. Don't realize that. You know what I
Realize
mean?
that, you know,
I want you to finish this sentence for me. Hip hop is
dead.
dead. Why do you say that?
Hip hop is kind of dead because, I said that because it's on a Nas album. That's one of his albums.
Okay.
And it kind of is true because we've kind of lost the moral sense about what hip hop was like kind of about. You know, like the rhyming, the storytelling,
Yeah.
the everything.
Yeah.
you know?
No doubt. No
and
doubt.
most rappers, like I have respect for like the most rappers today, but some of them like just talk about kind of nonsense.
Yeah. It's just the same old thing. Girls and money and cars and all
Yeah.
that stuff. It's like give me
spending
some
your money.
content. Like,
me some
tell me a little bit
content.
about you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, when Biggie was rapping about, trying to feed his daughter, that was real.
Yeah,
On,
yeah.
you know what I mean? He was like,
Yeah.
I'm on the corner trying to feed my daughter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you're calling the cops on me because I'm slinging, dope. But
Yeah.
that's what I got to do. You know what I mean? So he was really real with that. So I love that.
was.
I mean, hip hop is real, raw, and rugged, and that's how it comes across. And for those folks who don't like it, I would suggest turn it off. For those folks who do love it, turn it up and turn it on, and make sure that you understand that it's one of the best things that was ever made and created by these guys. All right, so now we're going to do a rapid fire section here. Okay, rapid fire. I'm just going to say a couple of things, and you're going to tell me right away what you're thinking. Tupac or Biggie?
I might be from the East Coast, but Tupac.
Okay, all right, okay. All right, I like that too. Favorite Wu-Tang Clan member?
Can I pick two?
You can pick two if you want to. Sure, I'll go ahead.
Old Dirty Bastard and Method Man.
Okay, it's funny. I love Method Man. Him and Redman.
Redman
together.
Yeah.
I love
oh
him.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
I mean, this stuff is tremendous. Okay, East Coast or West Coast?
Got me thinking here.
Yes, indeed.
The first one was easy, but
That's right. East Coast or West Coast? That's like picking between your favorite kids.
yeah, like
right?
Yeah, but I gotta say East Coast.
Okay, East Coast. And why East Coast? Because we live on the East Coast, or you just like East Coast rap?
I love East Coast rap. We got Wu-Tang and, Public Enemy and who else?
Biggie Smalls. Yes,
Eminem.
Sir. Eminem. Yeah, Eminem doesn't get a lot of, ladies and gentlemen, Eminem doesn't get a lot of credit, but his lyrics are ridiculously crazy. I have one song that I like called Business that he did with, I don't know if you heard that, but you should put it in your playlist and listen to it because it's really awesome. All right, I'm telling you. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you like our content, again, don't forget to subscribe to BevCam, and we're also on Spotify as well as Apple Podcasts. All right, here we go. This is a good one. Vinyl, cassette, or Spotify?
Vinyl.
Vinyl. I love vinyl.
Vinyl.
That's a high five right there, Hunter. I love vinyl. So, gonna tell you a quick story about me. I told you I've been DJing since high school. I was on the radio station WEYS in Weymouth South High School. Then I went to Emerson, and I was on WERS 88.9. And a friend of mine who, rest his soul, R.I.P. Maurice Rice, introduced me to mixing records. So I would go over his house after school to practice, and we learned how to beat mix, like match beats to records. And I got to tell you, it was one of my favorite things to ever do and learn. And so I learned on vinyl. And so these DJs today, where you hear them, they post all these videos, they're doing all this stuff, they're mixing in all these songs. They're not really mixing in these songs. They're pushing buttons and they're setting cue points and doing that. That doesn't impress me. You know what impresses me? Ladies and gentlemen, go to a DMC world concert, not concert, but a competition, a DMC world competition. You see DJs scratching using vinyl in Technique 1200 turntables. Now that will impress me. All right, so yeah, I like the vinyl comment. I definitely like vinyl as well.
So I wanted to talk to you about so I have vinyls myself.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll name you some of them that I have. So I have Public Enemy, The Enemy Strikes Back on vinyl.
Okay.
I have Fear of a Black Planet by Public Enemy.
Yeah.
I have Mama Said Knock You Out by LL Cool J.
I love that song. I used to lip sync to that song, ladies and gentlemen, back in the day.
Don't you dare stare, you better move.
That's right.
Don't ever compare. All right, let's see. I have NWA's second album.
Okay.
I have Straight Outta Compton.
Oh my gosh, on vinyl?
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
I know.
I love it. So when I told you I learned on vinyl, I have what's called 12-inch records. So I have a bunch of singles.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I have Fear of a Black Planet. I have Tupac's Me Against the World.
Yeah.
I have Biggie Smalls, Juicy, and also Hypnotize, and all these other songs that he came out with. So I have 12-inch records, and I still have them in my basement. I think my wife was hoping I'd probably get rid of them. But I love them. I'm going to keep them forever. So now, having said that, Paid in Full or Juicy? Yeah, that's a tough choice, right?
Probably Paid in Full.
Paid in Full. All right, I dig that. I'm digging Juicy myself. I'm digging that one. Who's the most underrated MC of all time for you?
MC.
MC.
Ooh.
That's a guy who just gets on the mic and does his thing.
Ooh. You know, probably, ooh, that's a hard one.
It's a hard one, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you something. One of the most underrated MCs of all time, when he first came out, was Eminem. People did not respect his lyrical content.
No,
and all of a
didn't.
sudden, he just blew up. And I gained a lot of respect by listening to some of the tracks he put out. I got to be honest.
Now that you mention it, maybe who was it? Like LL Cool J?
Mm-hmm. LL Cool J as well.
Yeah.
People didn't respect his lyrics at all.
Yeah, people didn't respect his lyrics.
He rapped a love song, I Need Love.
Yeah, I Need Love.
This is ridiculous.
And
it's crazy.
I know. And Around the Way, Girl.
Around the Way, Girl? Definitely. Oh, my gosh. So now, if hip-hop were a classroom, who's the teacher and what's the first lesson?
Ooh. All right, so... let's see.
I'm saying I'm the teacher, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. All right, so the teacher definitely
we call it Hip Hop 101.
Yep, Hip Hop 101, yes.
Right?
Yeah, sorry it's taking me so
That's
long
all right,
to think.
man. Don't even worry about it. You do your thing. We're good.
Yeah, maybe LL Cool J as the teacher, and maybe if there's
sure.
like a para or something, maybe.
I'd be his para.
Oh yeah, you'd be his para.
Definitely. No doubt about it. Okay, so last question. Of all the groups that we named, so we named Biggie, we named Tupac, we named Public Enemy, we named Wu-Tang, right? And we named Eric B. and Rakim. Of all those guys, all right, if you had a chance to sit down to dinner with any one of those groups, which one are you picking and why?
I'd say Wu-Tang Clan, and like if Old Dirty Bastard was still alive. He died in 2004. So.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, do you know what he died from?
I'm not really sure what he died from. I mean, he might have been sick or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah, he might have been sick.
But unfortunately, we lost a voice in the hip-hop community that was really instrumental and influential and in really keeping the culture alive. You know what I mean?
And I would talk to them about like how like the group was formed and like how you guys like how they like mixed like stuff together and like because so the sample for Cream is one of the samples is Hey Love by I think the Delphonics.
You were correct, sir.
Yep, the Delphonics.
and that's how you do it. You get in there and you're like, wait a minute, I listened to this or listen to that, and all of a sudden you hear something, you're like, whoa, that sounds familiar. And then you dig into the track and you figure out it's an old school track from back in the 50s or 60s that they sampled, right? Which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
You right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the footprints that Hunter Pacifico, ladies and gentlemen, is leaving through music, listening to it and exposing it to his friends is unbelievable. And it's great that his brother had a chance to really give him this path of kind of this journey of going down and listening to the old school hip hop and really kind of embracing it and bringing it to the forefront. And I'm glad I had a conversation with you today, sir. We sat down and had some fun, all right? It also proves that classics never die, ladies and gentlemen. They just kind of get rediscovered by people, right? And sometimes people have to open their ears and their mind so they can understand the old school is also what fueled the new school. Okay. Yeah. Big thanks to my guests, ladies and gentlemen, today, Hunter Pacifico, for coming in and hanging out with us here.
Thank you for having me on.
Oh, listen, it's my pleasure. We always ask, ladies and gentlemen, before we leave, who left a footprint on you? And the second question is, how will you leave your footprint on the world? All right. I will love this conversation, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.